I know that I wanted to do stuff this year, just like outside of my comfort zone, and just be like, I'm just going to do stuff. So like the first thing I did is I went on The Voice, which was like nuts. I just like, I don't ever sing or do anything. I'm like, I'm going to try out and do The Voice. And so I just went on The Voice, and I was like sick. I'm like, well, let me bomb in front of Reba real quick, and this is going to be great.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Medium Podcast. It's your host, Melissa Nami.
And it's me, Connor.
And for today's guest, we've got comedian Dave Thompson.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
I'm very curious about a few things when it comes to you.
Yeah.
But let's touch base on some current events. I think we were just talking about it a little bit before. Let's finish talking about it real quick.
Yes, we need to.
Mr. Luigi Mangione. Okay, you say it. What's your guess?
Yeah. So what about what happened?
The last name, Mangione.
Mangione that's, man, I'm horrible. First of all, I'm horrible with names, but second of all, with last names. Like, I was going to ask you about your last name, how you say it correctly.
Face.
Okay. That's a great way to say it. That's a great way to say it. No, but like seriously, like because I looked at your name, right?
Yeah.
And like your name, it should be simple, but like I tend to mess up names that are even simple.
Yeah.
So how do you enunciate your name?
I want you to guess first.
Well, I've heard the pod, so I think it's Nami?
Yeah, Nami.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a less inflection on the E, more like an A.
Yeah,
Nami.
The letter for Arabic to English didn't exist. So like we have another family friend that came with the same last name, and they changed it to be more phonetic. So they spell their last name Naameh.
I see.
Nami.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for telling me that, because I mess up names. I'm not good with names.
No.
Yeah.
I got you.
Connor, what's your last name?
Herbst. That's a good one too. Herbst.
Herbst? Okay.
H-E-R-B-S-T.
At first I thought you said Hertz, like the rental car, and I was like, "Yo, are you like you're getting that money, right? You getting that bag?"
It's more like terrible Herbsts.
Yeah, if you've heard of that.
The gas station?
Herbsties.
Have you been to that gas station?
I have not.
It's on the way to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a gas station called Terribles.
I think they also have like some sort of sport card thing.
See, I only stop on Zizix on the way to Vegas. Just because it's called Zizix, I'm like, yo, this place is so sketch.
You have to say it every time you pass
Zizix. Yeah.
Somebody bought that town, right? Is that what it is? And then they named it something stupid.
I have no idea. I want it to be mysterious. I don't even want to know the lore. I just love the name.
Yeah.
And if it ever changes, I'm going to be sad. And there's just like a dead ice cream shop in the middle of it.
So, okay, are we coming to a consensus then? It's Mangione.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Can you spell it again?
Mangione.
Yeah, Mangione.
Mangione, that's another way.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the way he's saying it sounds Italian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, Mangione.
Yeah, like you have Mangione pull up. It's Mangione. You know, you sit for a pizza. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with that.
Mr. Luigi, the assassin of the United Healthcare CEO, got caught.
Yeah. First of all, he got caught at McDonald's. Can we just, for 1 second? This dude got away after murdering a CEO on an e-bike in Central Park with a pistol, right? Mm-hmm. And then they only found him because he used his 4-digit McDonald's code, getting a 2 for $4. Like... This is insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy's getting the McChicken McDouble combo, and then they're like, we got him. He's on the map. This guy's racking up McDonald's points. We know where this fool is. He gets pulled up on inside McDonald's.
He wanted to get caught. That's what I'm going to say. Because, like, if you kill somebody, you're using cash for a while.
Yeah.
That's what you would think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like...
By the way, I made up the part about him using his code, but that's how I picture it in my head. That's how I picture it in my head. The dude's trying to get points. He's like, I just murdered a guy, but I'm going to need health care because I'm eating tons of McDonald's.
He's doing Super Size Me.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude. It's funny, kind of like what you mentioned before, too. Like, everybody was rallying behind this guy. Nobody wanted him to get caught. And now that he's gotten caught, I'm curious if the American judicial system is going to do what it's set up to do.
We'll see. This could be another...
Which is
what was that guy that got off after the murder? I forgot.
O.J. Simpson?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this could be another OJ situation. This is a Luigi situation.
We like you enough to just say not guilty.
Dude, but for real though, imagine his lawyer's name's Mario. Mario saves Luigi.
That'd be great. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
I think it'll actually be better if they're like looking him up and they're like, oh my God, his name's actually Waluigi. He just
Dude, I love that you guys are gamers. Well, hold on, before we go on. First of all, big fan of yours, Melissa. I've heard a lot of things in the comedy community about you and about how good you are. And I got to see your set in Temecula. And first of all, not only were you fighting against a microphone that didn't like you, it was homophobic, to be honest. Every single punchline, the mic would want to go out on you, which was crazy. But you still crushed it. Saw you on Tuesday, crushed it. Connor, I don't really know much about you, but I started going through your Twitch clips today. All right.
And
I was enjoying them a lot.
There's some crazy shit on there.
Crazy stuff on there. There's some fun stuff on there. You guys should.
That's his impression of you.
There's a lot of stuff on there that, like, I don't know if I want it to be public, but I'm okay with it being public.
That's fine.
It's out there.
No, I get that. But, like, hours of watching the podcast, I'm really thankful that you guys invited me on. It's because I'm big fans, so thank you.
I wanted to have you on. Yeah, thank you. I wanted to have you on, though, specifically because you're recording a stand-up special, man.
Yes. So this Friday in Palm Springs at the Rock Gallery, I'm going to do 30 minutes. I have worked it out a couple of times to be able to do, like, the full 30 where I'm not just, like, sitting in my car talking to myself.
Yeah.
And it seemed to go okay. And I just did half of it at Bridgetown Comedy for a show that I just did there a couple days ago. And
Did
it went
you
really
do
good.
your front half or your back half?
Front half.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the back half, there's, like, some stuff that I'm going to do, like, talk a little bit about pet peeves and stuff. Because, I mean, me as a person, I have so many pet peeves. And it just seems like every day I'm just finding more. And so I feel like it makes a very easy bridge connection to the audience if you're, like, they're like, oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Like driving in a Costco parking lot, everybody hates it because people are insane. You know, like people could be at church at 10 a.m. and then at Costco at 1 and then be flipping people off in the parking lot for the front spot. And there's always people waiting for the front spots. They will kill you for that spot.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
I usually have like my best kept secret at our Costco is like the back half parking where the tires are. But I feel like people know about it now.
They know about it.
Dude.
And now you're spreading it even more.
I know.
See, you want the podcast to be on the DL. No, but see, here's the thing. There's this bit that I'm writing because I need to do more writing and stuff. Like I haven't been doing this for that long, but there's a bit I'm writing about. This one time I went into Costco and I saw a person waiting for a front spot. I shopped, came out, and they were still waiting for that spot like 40 minutes later.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, this is insane that you want that spot so bad that you could have just parked in the back and just went in and been done by now. Like, what are you doing? This is insane.
You think someone with that much tenacity would just find a way to like fuck with the healthcare system and get a handicap placard?
Like, what's going on here? Like, do something. Maybe put some effort in. Like, what is going on here? Like, and it wasn't a short shopping trip. It was like probably at least 40 minutes because you guys know how the lines are there. It's not short. And man, I knew that I put that down on my notes. I was like, I need to write something because that's funny.
Yeah.
There's something about that's funny.
That for sure. Like I'm saying, like if someone has that much willingness, you would think by now they would have like figured out a better way to mess with the system.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
So you're doing your you've been doing comedy for how long?
So that's the thing. It actually hasn't really been that long. Since July 2nd of this year, I did an open mic at the Ontario Improv. That was the birthplace.
What made you want to do the open mic?
Yeah, so I was a part of this like church group, and one of the ladies in the church group, her husband is the assistant GM for the Ontario Improv.
Oh, very cool.
And so just throughout like meeting each other and like talking and stuff at these like, you know, group things and stuff, she noticed that I like had a dark sense of humor and that I would like say stuff. And she's like, you should try and do an open mic one time. Like that'd be fun. And this year I was like, I wouldn't say reinventing myself, but I was just like, I know that I wanted to do stuff this year, just like outside of my comfort zone and just be like, I'm just going to do stuff. So like the first thing I did is I went on The Voice, which was like nuts. I just like, I don't ever sing or do anything. I'm like, I'm gonna try out and do The Voice. And so I just went on The Voice, and I was like sick. I'm like, well, let me bomb in front of Reba real quick, and this is gonna be great. I can bomb in front of anybody if I can bomb in front of Reba.
Did you sing?
I did, yeah.
Can you sing?
Not that, apparently not that good, because they didn't like me, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I even got to go back to, like, the next time I went, I got to take my wife, and we got to meet Barbara Jean from Reba, the actual actress, and she was telling us all about how they just ate Del Taco, which was insanely human of her. Took pictures, she posted them on her Instagram and sent them to us and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. But getting back to the comedy, she had told me every other month on Tuesdays, the Ontario Improv does open mics. And so a couple, I think like maybe 2 months in advance. So this is probably like May of this year. I bought a ticket to go because it's like $5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the day came and I like forgot about it, but I like got a reminder on my phone like, oh, you're going to do a thing. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to say some crazy stuff about my life or whatever. It's whatever.
You didn't write anything?
Like an hour before, I like jotted down some thoughts.
Yeah.
But there was no like punchlines or anything. And it was just like, oh, my life's crazy. It was just like shock after shock after shock after shock of just like craziness stuff that's happened in my life.
Yeah.
And then somebody afterward pulled me aside after my set and was like, hey, like if you actually tried to do this, like you might actually be good at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? You think so? And then I did 6 open mics the next week.
Damn.
And I was just like, oh wait, I think I might actually love this a lot. So
It's quite the high when you get people to laugh at the things you're laughing at in your head, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, and the thing is too is that like it's not even just that, but it's a certain type of like hobby where you're not really competing with anybody else, I would say. It's just like, because if you suck, it's on you.
Yeah.
Like you're on the stage with the mic. If you bomb, it's you bomb. It's not like you get off the stage and be like, man, thanks for giving me those stupid jokes. Like you wrote the jokes, you prepped. If you didn't sleep, you didn't sleep. If you drank too much caffeine, you drank too much caffeine. It's on you. And so competing against myself of like, oh, what time am I going to set aside to write and do stuff like that was just something I just like thought was like really cool. Yeah. And the next thing you know, I did like 300 open mics. And I was just like, oh shoot, like
300?
Yeah.
Since July, you've been to 300 open mics? 315
since this last week. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I've been out there.
So you're doing multiple a day.
Yeah. I mean, there was one day I did like 9, which was insane. Crazy. I was out till like 6 a.m. It was crazy. Well, I mean, if you do that stuff though, you have to go out to like Hollywood because they have ones like in the middle of the night, and then you're out in some sketchy places.
Like that around here.
No. You could start out here. So I started in Palm Springs at 7. Palm Springs into the Inland Empire, into early LA County, and then into Hollywood. And I was just like making stops all along the way. But I like reached out to the people that were like hosting the open mics ahead of time. And I told them like, you're stop 7 of 9. Like, do you mind if I like pay you ahead of time if I needed to pay you or whatever, so that like I could get in and then get out? Cause I planned on doing that many that day. So.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm 6 months in, but I've worked out a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a nosedive if I've ever freaking heard of one into a craft, right?
Like well, we both know Johnny Gold. He calls me a freak. Yeah, and I kind of am a freak.
We all know Johnny Gold.
Everybody knows Johnny Gold.
He definitely makes an impression.
No, the opinionated boy. I actually just saw him. He did a show in Redlands. He did great. Yeah, no, but it was just one of those things that I just kind of fell in love with it. And then next thing you know, I was just like standing on stage at the Comedy Store, and I was like, what am I doing here? This is so weird. There's like Robin Williams signed next to you and Jay Leno, and I'm just like, I don't know how I fit here, but there's a few people laughing, and this is kind of fun. Yeah. So
did you do the potluck open mic over there?
Yeah, I did, which was crazy because I got picked. So like the whole like first 2 weeks of me coming into comedy was like, I did these mics and I made a bunch of connections like right away. Yeah. With like the people at Quarter Comics in Palm Springs, Justin out in Hemet, like all of these people I just met. And then I signed up to do the Comedy Store potluck because somebody said like, oh, if you want to get in there, you're probably going to have to like wait a couple years. There's some people that have waited 3 years that have never gotten up. Yeah. I got up my first try. Yeah. And I'm like, and people are like, you're a freak. Like, you've been doing comedy for 13 days, and then now you're performing at the Comedy Store.
Yeah. Did you do it when it was still online, the potluck?
Yeah, it was an email one. So I knew ahead of time that I was going to go up.
Yeah.
Because they send you an email at like 3 or whatever. But it was just crazy because I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I still don't know what I'm doing. But
And you didn't bomb?
Oh, no, I bombed.
Okay.
It was horrible. The host came up afterward. He's like, man, if I had as much confidence as you did 2 weeks in, like, I would be famous by now. He's like, next time you come back, dude, just bring some jokes with you because nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But, like, kudos for you for, like, getting up.
Yeah.
And I think now I, like, respect that stage a lot more than I did when I was like 2 weeks in. Not that I didn't respect it because I'm a big fan of comedy and I have been like my whole life, but it's like crazy when you're standing up there and you're just like, oh my gosh, like Richard Pryor stood on the stage, Jay Leno, Robin Williams, and I'm talking about, you know, my father being a psychopath. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it is that weird dichotomy of like, wow, I'm standing here and this is strange.
Yeah, whenever I'm standing on one of those stages, I'm always like, Blank's feet were here, and now my feet are here.
It's like the hallowed ground stage, the holy stage. Not like God holy, but like there's been some legends that have stood here, and then there's me. Yeah, and I'm an open micer.
There was holes on the stage.
No, not at the Comedy Store. Thank God. Maybe some random bar shows you got to watch out.
The Comedy Store is actually kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a cool place to be.
I've never been at the Comedy Store in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. But I've been at the Comedy Store in La Jolla.
La Jolla, yeah.
Yeah, and I've performed there a handful of times. And
it's awesome.
Out of every room I've ever done, it's, to me, the most perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah, just low ceilings.
I want to get
dark.
down there sometime. I haven't even branched out into the San Diego scene at all. There's a bunch of open mics down there. There's American Comedy Company. There's Yellow Door down there.
I think that's more like a gas lamp area, right?
Lamp, yeah. But I just mean like San Diego County in general. Like I haven't done anything.
They're ready to have fun. Yeah. They like to have a good time.
Yeah.
You saw me out in La Jolla. I mean, the room is just.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Absolutely.
I honestly the joke, like Mason, what he say is like, I thought you gave everybody $5. I'm like, no, like the room is just perfect because the only thing
was it a bringer show or did you get invited for a spot?
It was Jimmy. Well, Jimmy Shin asks me to do his shows. He knows I don't bring anybody.
Oh, okay.
So I'd fucking tell him, I'm like, I don't have anybody out there. So, but like, luckily that you guys want to hang out with me and. We like got pizza and stuff before.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Because I got invited. I think the guy who does it now is Mike Vin. He invited me to come down there and do a spot, but it would be like dependent on how many people I could bring. Bring a show. And I was like, honestly, I don't really know anyone in San Diego. Yeah. So to ask people to drive down to San Diego just to see me do like a 10-minute spot would be like kind of rough. So hopefully eventually at some point I'll be able to get down there for that. But
that's where I will give Jimmy Shin his flowers. He's not like, oh, no one came to see you, I'm not putting you up. He's never done that. I'm like, you know, he's an alright guy. I like him. I've
never met him in person.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard the name, but I've never met him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Sweet.
People will talk shit on his shows. People will talk shit on bringer shows. People talk shit on all types of shows. Stage time is stage time.
Yeah,
we're all just trying to get better.
I have had so many people. I think that's one of the things coming into comedy. I've had so many people give me their opinions about everything.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I knew coming into comedy that I wanted to do is I don't got problems with anybody. I don't care about anybody's drama. Everybody's got like, oh, this person 3 years ago did this, or this person didn't show up for a show 7 months ago, or I'm just like, But for me, it's a fresh slate for everybody. I don't know everybody's stuff. I mean, if it's really bad stuff, like, oh, this guy physically assault, okay, you know, I get that, but like, I don't care.
Some guy Luigi Mangione me.
Some guy Luigi'd me with a silenced pistola. Yeah, that's crazy.
I kind of wish his name wasn't Luigi.
Why?
Because I feel like it's a little tainted now, and I like Luigi.
Yeah, no, Luigi is a good guy name. Well, but he's a good guy. He's like a vigilante Luigi. He's Luigi. So. He's Luigi if he wanted to be more like Robin Hood.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I just
they both wear green.
Like I think like his parents, right? You think like some Italian parents, like maybe they have, you know, some family business, you know, that has the name on it that they're like, he tainted the name. But I feel like if his dad like owns a pizza restaurant, he's gonna be more upset that he got caught at McDonald's than the fact that he killed the guy. He's like, my son was eating McDonald's.
You couldn't have been at Nangio's.
He wasn't even eating good food. I really, like, for real though, I need to know what his order was. Like, I really want to know. Was he getting a McRib?
Definitely should be public information. We gotta figure out what he was eating.
Like, was he getting a McRib?
Was it worth it? You know?
Dude, well, we need to know this.
Are the McRibs back right now?
They are back right now. I can't confirm they're back. I don't ever eat them, but they're back.
Okay.
I was, because Chantel right before this, she was telling me, she's like, this guy's Instagram's blowing up now. Everybody's following him. All the ladies love him. And I'm like, dude, just people love a bad guy.
Yeah,
like he doesn't even have to be good looking.
Technically a murderer, you know what I mean? Like,
people love murderers. I mean, you read about
the
latest Netflix show, right, with the two brothers,
the Menendez brothers.
The Menendez brothers. Yeah, I never watched it, so I don't know. But like the fan mail going crazy, people trying to
women
see
in
them.
jail.
Yeah, they both meeting, just getting married, just having a life, just like. It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, that's always been like a thing. Even freaking like Charles Manson and stuff like that. And
well, had like a harem, didn't it?
Yeah, like these women that are like, I want to give myself to you, like Father Satan said, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Like, there's one thing that,
like that.
for real.
No, it's crazy. Like you can read some of the letters because they have them online of like that some of these women were sending him, and they were like insane. It'd be like fully like a full nude picture and then just like this entire love letter to him. It's crazy stuff. Wild.
Some chicks be crazy.
Some chicks be crazy.
Yep, it's true.
You know, I mean, I'm sure you got ones from dudes too, so we're not going to discriminate, but I mean,
yeah, but
he was interested in the ladies specifically.
But I'm like, one thing none of us here can deny is like cult leaders do get laid.
No,
you know what I mean? So I'm like, there's some people like, I don't know, that's
dude,
crazy.
pastors crush, dude. Megachurch pastors crush.
Yeah,
dog.
Absolutely.
I get it though when you say like when it comes to certain levels of a gossip, like how some can be a little more damning than others and stuff like that. And opinions in comedy, God, they're abundant. You know what I mean? Like, and the advice I'll give you is don't listen to anybody. Don't even listen to me. Go back and listen to everybody if you want. But like,
but honestly though, Melissa, I know I haven't known you that long. I would probably take your opinion over some of these mangies.
Don't listen to anybody, because some people will say shit like, even like, let's talk about your special. Some people will say, oh, you're recording a special 6 months, and fuck yeah, you're recording a special 6 months.
I got multiple messages about it from some people that I really respect, and I know some people are just doing it out of like, you know. It can seem like they're doing it out of care. Like, are you even like ready for anything like that? I'm like, well, I've done like so much within the 6 months that like I think I'm gonna be fine.
You've done more than me in 6 months than I've done. I think if I were to accumulate my 2 years of comedy, I'd probably be like getting close to 300. Yeah. When it comes to shows and open mics and stuff like that. Yeah. So you're fucking hustling, dude.
Like I am, but see the thing is, it's like it's not even like I'm trying to like compete with anybody. I had, but excuse me, but I'm not really doing it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like I'm trying to be clean. I just don't normally when I'm home. So I felt like I was kind of like
dropping
being
F-bombs to your kids, dude.
No, I'm really not. No, I'm calling them dingoes. I'm calling them dingoes.
I'm trying to cuss less as well, but it's hard.
No, it is hard, and I just feel like, you know, for me personally, like it was just like that was part of me that was not staying true to myself.
Yeah.
Where like I would say something and it would be funny, but then I'd be like I wish I could say that at home. You know what I mean? And so, and I never really wrote jokes with any cuss words in them necessarily.
Yeah.
Maybe like one or two, but it was just so easy just to throw out and rewrite. And then, you know, too, it was kind of a whole family thing because like, you know, my wife like wants to be involved with all of my life. And she looked at some of my stuff and was just like, some of this is a little not great. And I was like, yeah, I get it. But like, anything that I had wasn't like inherently really bad. All of it could have just got rewritten without a few words in it. It's not that bad. It's nothing you won't not read in the Bible. Because there's some crazy stuff in there if you guys.
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I grew up in the church, and I've, you know, there's dudes that want to angels, there's babies getting burned at the stake, like there's just all kinds of stuff, right? And it's just like
Bible's pretty metal.
Yeah, the Bible is hardcore. And I'm like, if I read it, first of all, Leviticus 18, I love bringing this up with my wife, is an entire book of the Bible dedicated to who you're not supposed to have sex with. And the very first person it says is your dad. And I was like, that's crazy that, like, right? So Christians are like, the Bible is inspired by God, and he inspired people to write these exact words how the Lord wanted them, because we needed to know. And the first person, God's like, please stop sleeping with your dad. Stop it right now. And then the craziest part, right? It goes through this whole list, and it starts with father, and it ends with bestiality. And I'm not lying. Please look it up. It ends with bestiality, right? And then right after it's bestiality, it says also women, no bestiality. And you're like, wait, you were just talking to men the whole time? So the biggest problem was dudes sleeping with their dads? I was like, what? But see, that's so funny. Like, you get dressed up to go to church on Sunday morning to listen to Leviticus 18, and they're like, preach it, preacher, we ain't sleeping with our daddies no more. But that's funny, right? And people would be like, oh, that's inappropriate. I'm like, that's literally in the Bible. I could grab a Bible and show that to you.
Like, it's not my fault you didn't laugh at it when you were reading it.
Yeah,
You're just, now that I'm explaining it to you.
Sorry to expose your sin, but it's funny. It's funny. There's a lot of funny stuff in there.
So
it really is.
Just to, do you talk about that on stage?
I have, yes. I need to like work out a bit. That's that one in particular. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I do think it's funny, and I haven't heard someone say it before. I tried to like look it up to see like if anybody had done it before, because I don't want to be like,
well, biblical comedy is hard. Religious comedy is hard.
It is very hard, because if I say that in front of a church, they're going to be like, burned at the stake. But that's kind of the whole point, is that like I feel like there's just so many churches that aren't actually very accepting of people.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't understand that that's like in your Bible.
Yeah.
I'm just making it funny. God's the one that wanted it in there, right? He said, stop sleeping with your dads.
He told Levi over here.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing. It's like, somebody, look, right? And so it's like, if the Bible says that if the word's opened, that when it goes forth, it's not going to return void. Somebody, in other words, somebody needed to hear this today. Yeah. Somebody needed to hear this morning. You need to stop thinking and fantasizing about your father. Somebody needed to hear that. But you say that, and they're going to be like, all right. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I should have just said it monotoned. I'm all,
God and Freud have very conflicting opinions. God's like, everyone wants to fuck their dad. And then Freud's like, everyone wants to fuck their mom. And boys actually only want to rape their dads because they get to sleep with mom.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. like first of all, that part that I just said too about like how he wasn't even addressing women until it gets to bestiality, I think that part's hilarious. But in that other story I had referenced in the Bible, that like there's a dad who's hiding angels in his house, and it says all of the men of the town wanted to know them carnally. They wanted to rape the angels. And he's like, you can't have the angels, but you can have my daughter. And then he throws his daughter out the front door. Like, all right, go ahead, guys. Have at it. You ain't getting God's angels, but you can have my daughter all day. You can have my angel. But see, that's crazy. That's a crazy story. But you say it in a funny way, and you get crucified for it. No pun intended.
I think there's a way to say it. I mean, obviously there's some people that are just never gonna think something's funny.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And those people can go be boring somewhere else.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what that is, because all of us should be able to kind of open our worldview just a little bit in order to laugh at ourselves and the things that we do.
Yeah.
You know?
For reals. Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's always like an extreme version of everything. Like, I always love to refer back to the Westboro Church, you know, because they're so extreme. Their website is literally God hates fags.
Yeah.
.com. Like, that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's an insane URL.
Dude, imagine there was like somebody that had that first and they like paid them. They're like, hey, we're from a church and we really want your URL really bad.
name your price.
The guy is like, dude, the church wants my URL. This is the best day of my life. He made it just as like a spoof website with just some random newspaper clippings on it. Dude, the church wanted to buy it, dog. That's crazy.
This actually aligns with us. Can we have that URL?
He's like, actually, you guys are good. It's fine. No charge. You guys are good.
I bet you they love that part though, Levi's part.
Oh yeah.
You never know.
No, for real.
Yeah, they love all of it.
I mean, there's a lot of good stories. I think that, like, just like you said, biblical comedy is hard. I'm not trying to be out in the world being like, oh, I'm the Christian comedian, or oh, I'm just doing clean stuff, because my life is not clean. My dad is an absolute psychopath, walked out on us, had all kinds of crazy stuff he was doing. Like, there's just so many things that have happened in my life over the past 5 years that, like, you could just say, like, in succession, and, like, people's, like, stomachs will drop. And it's just like, that's my life.
And you talk about that on stage?
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty comfortable talking about, like, pretty much everything. But it's one of those things where it's like, when I first started doing it, I was like, oh, I'm really making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm like, well, I started off like, my dad tried to rape somebody at his work. And the craziest part is he didn't even get fired. And everyone's like, well, that's not funny. And I was like, well, it was at Food for Less. So does that make it funnier? And they're like, no, it doesn't. That's scary. I don't want to shop there anymore. No, but it's just like, there's just like, it was just like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, if you actually put this stuff together, like, you can make people feel so much better about themselves with just how crazy your life is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just have one of those lives where it's just like crazy stuff will happen. That's just me. If you're around me, you're going to see crazy stuff.
For sure.
I can't go into a Target bathroom without a veteran yelling at me that he has a hernia.
Are you ever just like I don't know how to explain it, like Truman story, like what the fuck is happening?
No, for real.
Yeah, like,
no, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it feels sometimes like that. I mean, I'm not like stupid. It's not that, but
no, of course.
It's like sometimes it does feel like that though, where I'm just like, dude, like, there's just nonstop. Like, my wife's family, like, will sometimes like talk to us and they'll be like, we know you guys are going through a lot, and you have been, and you still are, and this is crazy. Like, it'll be just like, you know, some people have stories in their lives where they're just like, oh, you know, 17 years ago, there's this crazy thing that happened. And I'm like, dog, 17 seconds ago, I almost died because this guy did this. There was a guy that almost died falling on my car the other day. He fell, an old guy walking with his wife. He fell, hit his head on my bumper. And the dude like almost died. I'm like inside Walmart and he falls on my parked car. And I go outside and there's like cops all around. There's firefighters, paramedics. And I'm like, dog, I can't even go inside Walmart without there being something. Like, I told my wife for this year for Christmas, I said, I want you to buy me a body cam so that when I'm not home, you can see my entire day with audio. Like, it's insane. The thing I was talking about at Target, right? I had to run in. I had to use the restroom. Dude was banging on the stall and stuff. He's like, you know what I used to do? I used to hunt and kill terrorists for this nation. Do you know what it feels like to be a veteran who has a hernia? And I'm just like, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom, sir. Thank you for your service. You know, it's just like, it's just craziness.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I have just endless things to write about because it's just crazy life. Yeah. Sorry to throw this on all you guys too. You guys don't even know all this stuff.
No, I'm into
If you would have saw like my act, you would have seen like some of it, but
I haven't had the opportunity to see your stand-up yet. See, unlike you, I'm not a monster. I can't hustle like that. I'm like, I want to go to bed at like 9:30. Like,
I mean, but if we're being real though, there's nobody that's like how it's not normal.
I don't know anyone else.
I'm not a normal person. So I don't ever expect anybody to be like this. But also too, I work doing Amazon deliveries, Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Yeah. So whenever I'm working, I'm like routing it so that I can do stuff. So no one else really has that luxury to be able to do it the way I do it either. Because I'm like working, put in a full day's work, money's deposited in the bank, and then I'm already where I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That is quite the luxury.
yeah.
So you get to kind of play with the system a little bit there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, there's only so much I can do it. Like, if I'm doing Amazon, like, they kind of send you wherever you want to go. But if you do any of the other services, you could just do them wherever you want.
Locally or whatever,
Yeah.
So before we got a little Luigi Mangione distracted, because I said that we were talking about opinions and comedy and opinions around your special and stuff like that. And you said people were reaching out to you, and you felt as though that was from, like, a caring...
I think a few of them were. I think some were just quite obviously not. But at the end of the day, I'm like, dude, I just want to make people laugh. Like, I enjoy going to shows to see people laugh. Like, I would pull up at your show just to see you perform. I'm not going to ask for a spot. I've never asked for a spot. Still to this day, not even once. I'm not going to ask for a spot. If somebody wants to give me a spot, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I'm a big fan of comedy, and I just love making people laugh. Yeah. And to make people laugh, you have to get better, and to get better, you have to get stage time. So if I'm just like craving stage time, I'm like, well, why not just do 30 minutes? You know what I mean?
Do you write a lot?
I try and write as much as I can in between, like, doing my orders and stuff. So I have like a book that has like a bunch of pages. I have stuff in my phone. I try and write a lot. I know there's some people that have told me, they're like, oh man, I sat down the other day, did a 5-hour sesh. And I'm like, well, I don't really have that luxury to do a 5-hour sesh because I have to work, and I also have a wife and children. But like, I'm doing it, I would say, more like in my head throughout the day, just of like the craziness of whatever's happening that day. And then like by the night, it's like I have a brand new 5 or a brand new 10 that I'm going to do, because I'm like that thing that I was just telling you about with the Walmart thing. This is a true story. And I just did a joke about that at the last show that I did, because it was the same day. And it was just like, people were like, wow, that's a brand new bit. And I was like, this just happened 2 hours ago. Like, I'm just saying what
Life's
happened.
just funny.
I haven't even written a punchline about it. That's just my life, and it's just funny. You know what I mean? Well, I don't know about funny, but so you can make it funny, but it's crazy. It's a crazy thing. And like, I had said the thing too of like, you know, because there was a little bit of blood on my car.
Tight.
And the firefighter was like, you're probably gonna want to go get a car wash. And I'm like, just imagine me just like pulling up to Quick Quack and being like, hey, you guys make sure you get that blood spot off the back of my car. That's from an old man at Walmart.
No, you should have just maintained eye contact with the firefighter and licked the blood off, and then just got in your car and left.
No, Melissa, you are a monster. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Just to mess with it. He would have thought about it. Like, I guarantee the rest
just
of the
walk
week.
over there, do the finger tests. Just do the finger test.
He would, In 15 years, he'd be taking a shower and he'd be like, dude, that guy that licked the bumper blood.
That would have left a lasting impression. It would have. That guy would have never looked at comedy the same way. I would have done that.
You told him, you told him you're a comedian.
See me at the Rock Gallery next week. No, dude, that would have been crazy.
No, of course,
Sorry, I'm going off on these tangents. I don't know if you had questions or whatever.
We're talking about them as we go. I appreciate that. Makes this easy. But no, I'm just, I'm curious, because it's like, are you excited? Just filming a special to me, I'd be so fucking nervous.
Well, see, that's the thing for me. I'm a freak when it comes to that, because I'm like, even with my very first open mic, I was nervous walking up to the Improv. I sat down. Other people started going. My name got picked, so I'm about to go up. I wasn't nervous going up at all. The weird part for me is I was heart racing, anxiety filled when I was done. I sat down and I like felt like I couldn't breathe. I had already paid out like my tab or whatever. I called the waitress over. I'm like, can you please get me water? Like, I literally can't breathe. I was done already. But I had experience doing like preaching at church. Like, I used to do that. Like, they trained me to do like teachings and stuff. So I've taught in front of like hundreds of people. So the stage, I'm not unfamiliar with the stage or the mic.
Public speaking isn't something you're frightened of.
And even like doing the thing with the voice, like even just like singing in front of the producers and stuff. Like,
am I tripping? Because I remember. Why do I feel like I remember seeing that you were on America's Got Talent or something like that?
So I just did another audition for that.
You did, right? Because I remember I was like, that was on your Instagram, and then today when I went to go look at it, it wasn't there anymore.
That should be there.
It should. Okay, maybe I wasn't able to click on it. Yeah. So you did America's Got Talent?
And the voice? This is for the next season. Oh, okay. I'm still in the process of working all that out.
What are you going to do for America's Got Talent? Comedy?
It's comedy,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope that everything goes through and I get picked. The last like thing I had is like you get on a Zoom call with some producers, and I made them all laugh. And so that was good. They gave me 2 minutes to just go crazy. And I was in my car doing it because like I'm like, I have 3 young kids at home. Like I can't be doing this in my house.
Yeah.
And so I like flipped around the camera and I'm like, my neighbor is doing his lawn thinking I'm a psychopath. And you could see like my little Asian neighbor just like clipping his lawn, and they were like dying laughing. I'm like, oh, if you guys think that's funny, wait until you hear this. And then I just like kind of ripped for 90 seconds straight, and then next thing you know, it was over, and yeah, it went good. So hopefully I end up getting picked and I get on TV and see Simon Cowell, my hero.
No. Is he really your hero?
Well, I mean, I started watching, I don't know about hero, but, you know, I guess it's a really familiar face. Like I started watching American Idol when I was, you know, a child. I started watching it in like season 1. I've always been a big fan of like those like singing shows.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Will you sing for us right now?
What, like a Christmas Carol?
Yeah, go for it. Just like a really quick one. I just want to hear it. You were on The Voice.
Yeah, I know, but I'm more nervous to do it now. I'm more nervous to do it on the Medium podcast. I actually like this.
Thanks, but we're just like a little. No, you don't have to. No, I'm just curious.
Okay.
Will you? Can I pick the song?
No. I'm so nervous now. Here, why don't we talk about video games first, and then maybe I'll think about it.
You want to talk about video games?
Well, finish with whatever you're going to ask, and then we'll talk about games, because we got to get into games, because I'm a big gamer.
Okay, we'll finish up the comedy.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the openness that you pursue this with, because it's there's so much. I would get frustrated in the beginning when people would be like, oh, it'll take you 3 years to find your voice. It'll do this. It'll do that. You need to wait this long to get good. I'm like, who are you to tell me my trajectory or that this isn't my voice to begin with?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, well, some people are just set in their ways and stuff. And some people, I feel like it hasn't happened for them, so they feel the need to be opinionated for others. And to the people who reached out to you, if they did it in like a positive way, cool. If they did it in like a seemingly nasty way, if they even spent 1% of the time that it took to like DM you, focusing on like a bit of theirs, they might make someone laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff is irritating to me. So I admire that you're doing a special.
Thank you.
I think that's really cool. I wish I could make it. Unfortunately, December is like the busiest month in the world too. Yeah. But this is my, I guess my question is, what besides the church group, like there had to have been another itchling that motivated you to start.
No.
Just that.
It was just that. And then I mean, just like I said, I was a big fan of comedy before.
Yeah.
So like, I've always liked it.
You never saw it for yourself before?
I've never considered going to an open mic. I've never considered doing stand-up comedy. It was literally just her being like, hey, you should try and do this one time. And then I was like, okay. And that was it.
So then what motivates you to keep going? Because you pursue it with such tenacity.
Yeah. That's just everything I do.
Yeah?
Everything I do, I'm just a freak. You know, I'll like be playing, like I can't like even... I guess that is a good segue into games. Like I can't, like when I used to play video games, I used to like play professionally.
Really?
Yeah. And so like, you know, my very first meeting my wife and, my wife's family and like her brother and the cousins, they were like, oh, let's get this guy in the back room. We'll play some Call of Duty. I'm like, I will murder you guys in Call of Duty. I will destroy you guys. I played against all of them, like 1v4, and I murdered them. I don't know, for some reason when it comes to games.
Is that what you played professionally? Was Call of Duty?
It was Halo.
Halo, okay.
Yeah, Halo. But I mean, I could do Call of Duty too.
In some pro leagues.
Yeah, you did?
When I was like 14, I Call of Duty World at War.
World at War.
Yep.
See, World at War was an insane competitive game, dude. Yeah. Why don't they bring back the game mode War? These guys are idiots.
They're just idiots in general. I can go on for ages about
but see, I still play them. Like I even played this morning. I posted a clip on my Instagram. Like I'm about to turn 31 this week.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. And I'm like, I'm still murdering these kids. Like I played Warzone the other day and like I had like a full like pro team pushing me and I 3v1 them and it wasn't close. And I was just like, I still have it, but like I didn't do what everybody else did. I was playing back when like, do you guys know a lot about games? Some gamers,
when it comes to like
Scumpy, right?
Okay, yeah.
I've played against him in person in Anaheim.
Gotcha.
And I was like giving him a problem. You know what I'm saying? But like I never pursued it like they did. The Scumpies, the Nate Shots, the Mercs, the Mavens. But I've played against them and I'll still play against them online to this day. And like I'm still gonna give them a problem. I'm not saying I'm gonna beat them 100% of the time.
But you do
they
okay.
get to play every day now, you know.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give them a problem. And so it's just it's like I think that's but coming back to the thing about like comedy, like what gives you that drive. That's just what I do everything in. Like I'll play Uno and I'm like, okay, I'm freaking serious about this. We're getting.
You
serious.
make your kids cry. Just,
no, if me and my
you
wife
want to
are
go
playing,
against
I'll play
Dad,
cry.
Punk?
But see,
Uno.
by the way, they just came out with adults only Uno.
Yeah?
By the way, just want to say, so that's cool if you've never seen it. I heard on the podcast you say that you don't like people who do games like that. And I felt so convicted in my heart because you're like, oh man, like people that come and we're just all trying to have fun and these people and they're all about rules and winning. And I'm like, that's
you. Yeah, I like
Give me
playing
the rule
loose.
book.
I like playing loosely. I like having. There's a couple things I'll play strictly.
Yeah.
You know, like chess.
yeah.
Strict
But see,
Candyland.
I read the room. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, if we're playing and I've like never met you guys, I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna be relaxed.
Yeah.
But if we're like really good friends and it's game night,
You'll let that competitive
It's
edge
game
show.
night.
Yeah.
It's freaking
I get
game
a little
night.
competitive too. I hide it pretty well, I think. But I'm sitting there like the whole time, like I want to win.
yeah, yeah.
You should see him during Mario Party. Princess
Yeah.
Peach goes crazy.
No, look, and I'll tell you guys this, right? I might be really good at shooters, but there is a game that I'm extremely embarrassed about that I'm absolutely horrible at. I have been my entire life, and I never want to learn it, and that's Smash Brothers.
Gotcha.
Wait, why don't you want to learn it?
Because I always know. Okay, first of all, I've gotten beat by like 4-year-olds that play that game.
They're probably
And I'm like-
spamming C-stick, bro.
And I'm like, dude, if a 4-year-old's beating me, dog, I'm like, no.
Your ego can't handle
Dude,
it.
it can't.
It's a
Like,
different kind of game. Fighting games are a lot different than shooters. Like
it's totally different. Like if I play, like I'll go from like playing Call of Duty, and then like my friend will be like, "Oh, let's play Mortal Kombat," and then he'll just school me, and I'm like, "Let's go back to Call of Duty."
Yeah.
completely different.
I can't handle this. No, I'm just kidding. It's not even just like an ego thing for the Smash Brothers. I've just seen so many people just play that game so well. I don't even think I have the like mind power to just like sit down and learn all of these characters. So like, oh, if you get this guy, you can do this and that. And I'm like, there's 50 characters. You know what I'm saying? Like Call of Duty, it's like, yeah, there's different guns, but like at the end of the day, I'm just shooting toward you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mario Party or oh my God, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I feel like is more fun if you've explored the Nintendo world of all the Nintendo games. Because for me, it stopped being fun after I'd say like Melee or Brawl. Like, because I don't know any of the characters in Ultimate.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know this freaking game.
See, for me, it was always fun just because of the mechanics.
Those mechanics,
It could have been a bunch of like, like mannequins running around for all I care.
I still play it. Don't get me wrong. It's just you feel like you know your characters a little more when there's only 20 of them in Melee, and you're like, oh, I know this guy from this game or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like we had a split, and you said about like knowing the Nintendo. So like we had a Nintendo 64, me and my two brothers, like when we were kids. But even then, like, yeah, we would play Mario stuff, but we would also be playing Turok or GoldenEye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, GoldenEye is my favorite game on earth.
And I'm like, we were playing split screen first person shooters, and then we veered off into Xbox.
Yeah.
So original Halo that came out, the very first Call of Duty that came out, Finest Hour, like, anything about that. That's like 17 years ago.
You didn't want to
that came
continue
out.
to pursue video games professionally? What made you want to stop that?
So
Why'd you stop being so crazy about that?
I know. I feel like it was just like I wanted to just like settle down and actually just like have a family.
Yeah,
it was weird like traveling and stuff. And
then you choose comedy.
I did too. I know, right? It's so
I
funny.
want to settle down and have a family.
That is hilarious.
Settles down, gets a family,
Well, I mean,
and
at
then you
least,
start
but like
doing
right
comedy.
now though, like I'm just like traveling places locally. I'm home every night. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
and then too, if I was doing that, it would be more like a job and it'd be more palatable. But,
yeah, 100%.
yeah, it was just like constant travel just didn't seem like that fun at the time. And it's just so like fidgety. Like the whole thing of it is like, first of all these kids nowadays are on Adderall. They are on drugs. They are like, it's not my scene at all.
When were you playing professionally? Around what years?
So that would have been, this is like Halo 3 days. So that would have been like
2009, 2010.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
2011 maybe.
I got out of playing Call of Duty professionally in around 2009.
What was your name? Because if you played, we played against each other before.
Yeah,
Stupid poo-poo caca head.
My name was, to be honest.
What team were you on?
It was like some Xbox clan.
Did you play on Game Battles?
No, I had my own team, actually. I had a website and everything.
Oh, really? What was the website?
Ew, I can't remember the name of any of it.
Bruh. Did you play on Game Battles,
My
though?
memory's awful. This is 18 years ago.
No, I feel it, though.
Yeah.
Like, I used to play on Game Battles, which was like the OG original site. It used to be SOCOM Battles. SOCOM was a PS2 game.
I remember SOCOM.
Which was crazy good.
I never played it. My friend had it.
Dude, the game was nuts. Yeah, sorry. Melissa's like, I don't know. Dude.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So SOCOM Battles turned into Game Battles. Game Battles turned into Major League Gaming. Major League Gaming turned into what is now Call of Duty Esports.
I think Major League Gaming was just starting to make a name for itself when I was leaving that sort of competitive scene.
Yeah. And it got huge. So it was basically a giant gaming convention that had Halo, Call of Duty, StarCraft, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
And everybody got together that was pros, and you guys would go there, and they would sell tickets, have bleachers, and it was like a crazy game fest. And that was like the place to be.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was super fun. It really was.
And you just didn't want to keep going. I mean, I understand the family, but it seems like you had a future in it. Like there was something coming up.
Like I don't know. I just I guess maybe it was just like it just didn't work out. I mean, there was like one really good pro team that I got on, and then like as soon as I got on it, like the star player like retired. Yeah. And I was just like, and then like I was the odd man out because he was bringing me in, and it was just like, I don't know. But now like half the time people are just freaking cheating because they're playing on PC. You know what
do you play on?
So I play on Xbox specifically, so you know I'm not cheating, so you feel even worse about yourself when I demolish you.
What is this
there's
PC?
Cheating on consoles now easy.
No, there's not.
Hardware cheats.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there are.
No, there's not.
Zin. Yeah, you can cheat on
yeah,
Xbox
but that's controller hardware.
Yeah.
But the Xbox banned. So PlayStation, yes. Xbox bans external controller hardware.
You can still get away with it.
No.
There's workarounds. China's making them.
China's making them. They got COVID. They got workarounds.
They're making them. They really are.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
As far as I know,
I play on PC though.
Yeah.
And I never assume the other person when they beat me is cheating, ever.
I know when they are.
You can like really tell, right?
Yeah.
Wait, how can you tell?
Well, I mean, like they'll have no recoil on their gun, or like you can tell that they know where you are because they're using wall hacks.
Yeah.
That ESP.
Like I know, like I can get around the guy that's got no recoil because I'll still beat him. What I can't get around is the dude that knows I'm coming and his gun's up. That's my problem because he's paying $20 a month to get wall hacks so that he can see me as a giant red square. And then he knows exactly where I am. That I can't get around. But I know they're cheating because I report them. And then I get a giant list the next day. 28 people I reported were banned because they were cheating.
Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, so I really do know these people are cheating.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy. I didn't think this is where the podcast was going to go. Sorry.
No, no, that's cool. I have I'm in a Discord group with a bunch of guys and stuff. And we play Rust sometimes. And that is just...
I envy you.
Full of cheaters. Right now.
I bet.
It's absolutely full of cheaters. It's really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I think they all should go to jail.
Dude, they should freaking go to jail. Breaking Activision TOS is crazy, dog.
It's like actually against the law.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, actually, another small tidbit. I'll just throw this in there.
We should just go find them in person and human citizens arrest them.
That's what we should do.
Video games, stop watching. You're not welcome here.
If we find you, we're gonna totally Luigi Mangione.
Yes, we're gonna shoot you and then eat McDonald's.
And we're gonna pay with our cards.
With our cards.
Not cash.
So I used to, just like a small tidbit, I did playtesting for Activision.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4. I got to go to the Vault, which, you know what the Vault is?
No.
The Vault is like the underground underneath Activision studio that they have.
Gotcha.
Where they make the game and you get to see the game in its raw form.
That's pretty cool.
It was insane. It was actually insane.
That's pretty cool.
They have like a kitchen with like a chef that'll like make you stuff and it'll get you drinks and you just sit there and you just play this game that doesn't come out for 2 years.
That's pretty
And
tight.
it was actually so sick. Yeah. I only got to do that for Black Ops 4, but yeah.
How do you feel about Fortnite?
Me and my son are playing it right now. He's 7.
Yeah.
And so I think it's fun. I'm definitely not as good at it as I am at like the first person shooter games, but it's a fun like segue, you know, because there's no blood in it. We don't use voice chat for him because he's gonna hear some stuff like I heard when I was a child.
Yeah, I play Fortnite. Well, not really anymore, but I'm on and off playing Fortnite competitively.
Do you play a build? I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's sweaty as hell.
Yeah,
it sucks. It's infuriating 90% of the time. But,
I mean, so like I was playing, and then I played in a few of like I played in the very first World Cup tournament.
Okay. Yeah, I played in that as well.
Yeah, and like during the qualifiers, I was like, this isn't for me. These kids are just out building the crap out of me because they're playing on mouse and key. I can shoot better than them because I'm on a controller, but I am not going to win because they're just like they have a tower and I'm like, well, I have a teepee. Peep out of my teepee. They're like shooting grenades down from their Trump tower, and no, it was not going to happen.
So that's where I will admit I never really got into Xbox or PlayStation PC style gaming. So like Halo, Call of Duty, I didn't really play any of that. I did have a PlayStation 2 and I played like Grand Theft Auto on there. And then when Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out, I had the Xbox 360 and I would play with the boys.
Yeah.
We would game and that was really fun, but I never really pursued that. But then if you give me like a Nintendo game, I'll always from like open to end, I'll finish it. You know what I mean? And
see, I wish I could do that. Like I've stopped playing most like campaigns or like single player stuff just because I'm like so into the multiplayer now. I wish I could just like,
well, because you're competitive.
Yeah.
I hate losing.
Yeah. Like I need to. So the new Indiana Jones game, I think comes out yesterday. The new Indiana Jones game, Dial of Destiny.
Not aware.
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play that, and it's just single player, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get through this because I really like Indiana Jones.
Do your kids like to watch you play games like that? Like, will they watch you? Like
they do. I don't let them watch me play Call of Duty just because like some of the like finishes are like really graphic, and you like cut people's heads off and stuff now. Yeah. But yeah, I mean they like to watch me game, and we game as a family. Like we'll get on with like 4 controllers, and we'll play Ninja Turtles. My wife will even do that too. She's not really a big gamer, but you know,
fun to Minecraft.
Yeah, they're both of them because I was excuse me, 7-year-old boy, 5-year-old girl. They like I think my son likes Minecraft a lot more, but they're really into like Lego Star Wars. Like they love playing it,
Minecraft
just like free play.
Tool.
Yeah, no, for real. Cool. Like it's like that and Blippi. I'm like, thank God, like Blippi is tight.
Do we need to talk about the Blippi thing? Are you aware of the Blippi thing? The diarrhea thing?
Oh yeah, you told me about
the
that
adult video. Yes, I am aware of it.
Okay. As long as everybody's aware.
Forgiven him though. He's a changed person.
Absolutely,
he's a changed person.
You know what? I don't care about any of that. He entertains kids and he does a great job of it. He
Yes.
actually retired, didn't he? It's a new guy now.
Yeah, so he's
Why do I know so much about Blippi?
He tried out for Blippi, dude. If you cut the mustache in his hair, this guy would be Blippi.
I would be so. I've actually talked before about like doing a kids show type stuff would be kind of fun. It'd be kind of fun to just act like an idiot for like an hour, just like a clean idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's weird. Like if you act out those parts, you're like, what do you go in and say? You're like, I'm so good with kids. And you're like, whoa, that's so weird. No, I think he did retire and he got like a new Blippi and then the new one Mika or whatever, just because it like reached a bigger audience, and they're the ones that do like the actual touring because he has a Blippi tour now. But I think he does do some of them still. It's just not all the dates.
Gotcha. He doesn't do the show anymore though, right? It's like
not full time. No,
I heard kids didn't even notice. They didn't even
probably
notice
not.
That it was a different
They're
guy.
like, it's a guy. He's got suspenders. They're orange. He's got glasses. It's Blippi.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like BLIP. You know, like he knows it. Yeah.
When did you stop playing very competitively?
I would say it was for Halo. It was when Halo 4 came out, so it was after Halo Reach, because Halo 3 and Halo Reach were incredible games, and Halo 4 was horrible. Most people retired after that.
I have no opinion on the Halo games.
Yeah,
I played Halos 1 through 3, and they were good games, but I never like really got super into them.
Yeah, they were incredible. Halo 2 was like a revolution. Halo 2 was the first game that got on the map with a ranking system, and it had ranked play, so you would play against the best players in the world if you were good.
Oh, okay.
And then that carried over into Halo 3, and it was like insane.
So you played Halo 1 professionally?
No.
No, none of the Halos?
No, I was a kid during Halo. So Halo 2, I played just like with my brothers.
It was
Halo,
Call of Duty that you played professionally?
No, it was Halo. Yeah.
Halo 3, though,
I mean, Call of Duty, I've competed professionally, but I was never like ranked in the top
That's so
teams.
fun.
Yeah. I had
That's
fun
fun
stories.
me. I was never ranked or anything, but my team did pretty well in tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, like with Halo 3 specifically, like the ranking system in that, it just like is so simple. It's just 1 to 50. But back when you were like 14, if you were just like your friends came over and they saw you were a 50, I was like, yeah, I'm a 50.
Did you ever play against Ninja?
Yeah, that kid sucks, dude. Dude, I played him at a LAN in Orange County. I wiped the floor with that guy. That guy's not good, dude. I got stories with everybody. Like the Optic guys, some of them, like Optic Formal, who currently plays on the professional Halo team. Dude, we used to LAN against each other when we were like 13 years old in Orange County. And like sometimes I'll go back into his stream, and he doesn't remember me, but like I'll go back into his stream and I'll be like, you remember playing such and such in Orange County or whatever? And he's like, dude, good memories. It's crazy. But like these people that are now Optic, that are now like getting to throw the baseballs out at, you know, the Texas Rangers game. I'm like, dude, I wiped the floor with that kid. I got a clip of that guy when I'm 13 years old getting a triple kill. I was standing up. I was yelling, "Gotta be freaking trash,
even
brother."
Professional gaming now has become a lot about content creation.
Of course,
and you know, personality and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it needed to. I mean, I think that's with anything.
It's brought it to the mainstream, which was awesome. I was stoked about people being excited about video games.
Yeah, I think like that term now is like, oh, nerd, like, oh, you're a nerd, like kind of went away. But then now it went so far over the edge where they were like with the FaZe guys, they were like, oh, we have a new member. It's the girl from Stranger Things, Grace Van Dien. And they're like, this girl doesn't even play video games. Why are you in FaZe? FaZe is a Call of Duty sniper clan. Like, what does Grace have anything to do with?
Offset from Migos is in FaZe.
What?
Is in FaZe Clan, yeah.
Yeah.
And FaZe Clan is a professional gaming
and content creation.
Yeah, and Snoop Dogg was at 1.2 before he put it away. And it's just like, what do these guys do? Well, first of all, Snoop Dogg is a big Call of Duty fan. Yeah, and he also has his character in every game now.
He just came into Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's kind of then what you say. That's like optics at that point, just bringing in a celebrity and having them be affiliated in any way, shape, or form with the brand, even if they don't game or whatever.
I mean, doing it as marketing is one thing, because I mean, like, you could have Dunkin' Donuts and have someone come in doesn't even eat donuts, and you're just like, oh, they're famous.
Yeah.
But like actually being it, where like, oh, I'm gonna stream every day under the banner of a sniper clan, and I don't even play games. I'm gonna like cook.
So when you say sniper clan, is it like when you would go in GoldenEye and pick snipers only? Like,
yeah, so
slaps only, pistols only.
FaZe started out as a sniper club where you would just be playing Call of Duty, snipers only.
Is it blasphemy if you find out they use like a handgun or something?
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't allowed. No, those people would get hurt.
Dirty piece of trash.
It's sniper only, and they would say no hard scoping, which means you never hold down the aim button to look through the scope. It was all quick scopes, which means you just click it once and just do it real fast, so that your gun goes like this, so that it would shoot straight, or no scopes where you're not holding it at all. If you don't do that, you're cheap.
If you're a real life sniper, you're using the scope.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's like this guy too on like TikTok. He's like 75. And he's like, I used to snipe people back in Desert Storm. And he's like sniping people in Battlefield like 300 meters away.
Rest in peace from our high school, Mrs. Loopshy. She was a sniper back in the...
I don't remember this person.
Yeah. She was a sniper. She was a math teacher.
She was She was sniping?
Yeah. I forget if it was for like the Belarusian or the Russian army or something like that. Yeah.
The Russian army?
Something crazy back in the day.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going off on tangent after tangent. I love talking about games and comedy and everything.
No, hell yeah. So are you going to sing for us then?
I don't know if I should sing.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe after. We'll do it off cam.
I guess we could keep on going with the comedy, because my thing is you've also explored so many scenes in so many places.
Yeah.
Like, you're from Ukaipa, but you're over here mentioning Hollywood, Orange County. You're going up to the desert. You're coming out to Riverside. You're going out to West Covina. You're doing all of these places.
Yeah.
So I mean, is there a place that stuck to you? Like, do you have a favorite?
A favorite? I would definitely say, no, I don't have a favorite. And I only say that because I know what my favorite is, and everyone else is going to feel bad.
No, just tell us your favorite.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I really don't have a favorite, because honestly, in every scene, there's people that have been really supportive and been like, hey, this guy's new. and every scene there's producers that have given me stage time. There's people that have booked me on shows. Like I feel like it's so wild that a community of people that don't even really know me that well are like, hey, we want to get to know you.
Yeah.
And like, we actually want to hear your material. And so I just think that most of the scenes are really inviting. I would say the one that isn't as much inviting is like when you go to Hollywood, because most people are just concerned with like what they're doing. There's not a lot of camaraderie like there is in other scenes in Hollywood. For me personally, I know that there's people that they go to the store and they go there every day and they go there and hang out every night and they go drink and stuff like that. But I don't live in Hollywood. So if I go out there, it's like a trip. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You're going out there for work.
I'm going out there for work. And then afterward, I'm like wanting to do a spot and then go home.
And that's work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And so it's like, I feel like I really like where I'm at in the desert with doing some shows coming up, producing, which you're going to be on one of the shows doing a set and hosting, which I'm really excited about.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for doing it. And, you know, that place out there, the Rock Gallery. First of all, in Palm Springs, there's not that much comedy. There's like a brewery that does it, a couple of different places that do it, like odds and end places, but like they're the only place that's like dedicated, like this is all they do, and only seats 40 people, but it's a small room, and if you're killing in it, you feel like you're metal. You feel like you're Luigi Mangiano at McDonald's.
You just feel like a rock star, like you just took the U.S. by the fucking tidal wave.
By United Healthcare, No, it's cool though. But yeah, to answer your question, do I have a favorite? Honestly, I really don't. Everybody's really been so nice. There have been a few people that I'm just like, you're kind of a weirdo, but I don't have problems with anybody.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, just kind of mind your own business around those people. That's how I usually
like. I'm married. I have children. I don't have time for high school drama of people that are in their 30s. Grow up. Like, I'm not going to give you advice about it. Just shut up. Like, I don't care. Like, let's just make each other laugh. Like, what are we doing here? But like, I get it too, because there's people that are not in my position. There are people that are not married, and there's comics that sleep with each other, and there's stuff that happens and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you guys just take care of you do your business. That's none of my business. That's
how I know I've kept my head in the sand, because I haven't heard about any of that stuff.
Oh my, well, I think it's just because I get out as much as I do. That's probably why.
I'm just, when I go out, I got the bucket over my head. Like, I'm just like, hey guys.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm going to make people laugh, and then I'm outies.
That's usually what that's my...
Because you work early, right?
Yeah, really
I've deducted that from the show, that you work early.
Yes. Yeah. I work early. I get up usually like anywhere between 3:30 and 4 a.m. Yeah. So it's kind of tough.
Yeah.
I do like the post that you made the other day.
Okay.
The one where you talked about your bit, how it started off, and your bit, what it's turned into now. Without giving too much of the bit away, you're talking about a popular fried chicken chain.
Yes.
And I really...
Are we looking for sponsors? Hopefully we can get a sponsor on the Medium podcast. Raising Cane's. Looking at you. Looking at you. You're not a fan, Connor? Not a fan? Raising Cane's?
It's all right.
Okay.
I'll lie to everybody and say that's what gives me biceps.
I mean, if they sponsor us, I fucking love Raising Cane's.
Yes. You're like, look at the sauce.
Exactly.
I love the sauce.
I love that clip that you made the other day, and it kind of reminded me, I'm not sure how much of a... Do you consume a lot of comedy?
A ton.
Yeah.
I'm on the road literally all day.
Yeah.
And so it's just like comedy podcasts. And I mean, you even saw my Spotify thing. I had you guys in the podcast.
Yeah.
Because over the time that I'm listening to Spotify podcasts, I listen to so much of this one. But yeah, I'm on the road all the time. So a lot.
I liked it because I don't know if you've seen, there's like a short documentary that Mark Norman made.
I have.
The From Page to Stage. And it really reminded me of that. And I like that little documentary. And I like the way that you posted that, because it's true to form. You know, he posted a clip of his bit when it first started out, and like the reaction then versus like now, how many months later doing that bit, a few months later?
Yeah, it was like maybe like a month and a half, something like that. Yeah.
How much more it's developed, and you know, it's become not so too, because it started off a little two dimensional. Now you got a setup, a premise, a punch, and it's so cool. And I really like.
Can I tell him it?
Yeah, of course. If you don't mind giving away your jokes,
I don't care.
Yeah,
you didn't see it, right? No. Okay, so the whole idea is that like I wanted to start off my set talking about how I was fat, and like I'm being self-conscious of, I'm being aware of like that I know I want to lose weight, that I have friends coming alongside me being like, hey, we could help you, we could do this, right? And they're like, hey, there's a new gym that just opened up in town. You're always talking about you can't make it to the gym, you're working late. It's open till 10 p.m. So there's no excuses. But I'm like, well, they also just opened a Raising Cane's in town, and they're open until 3:30. And if we're doing the math here, there's somebody that's working a little bit harder for my time. And it's not the gym. So I did that. And the time that I did it, when I did it at Bridgetown, that was the first time that I did it in that particular way that I had been working on throughout all the other times. And I not only got a hit for the first punch, but the second punch with me saying that they're open until 3:30 was the biggest laughs I've ever got at a show before.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
And I was really proud of that. I was just like, I wanted to post something about it. Not being like, oh, braggy, like, oh, look at me, I'm getting funny. That's not it. It's just like, I was like, I'm on stage and I'm making these people laugh, and that makes me feel really good that I'm making these people laugh.
Oh, for sure.
Because I'm also like totally cool being in the seat watching someone else do well. I love seeing people do well.
It's an awesome environment to be in when the room is alive and the comics are dialed in.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful energy to be around.
Yeah.
I love that part. I can't lie. I mean, so many times, I mean, you've been doing shows and stuff. It's so often we're greeted with the opposite energy. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're like, surprise, there's a comedy show here. I know you were trying to get to know this person and you're probably on a date, but we're going to have like 5 people talk about their wieners. Yeah. One girl talk about turning into a sperm bucket. Like, like there's all this crazy stuff. I try not to talk about that kind of stuff when I have a dark sense of humor, but I try not to be, I don't really talk about like sex, Yeah. It's not really
I really don't either, and like my wife doesn't really want me to say much about it either, because she's like that's like our stuff. And I'm like,
everyone knows you. I mean? That's why I don't talk about it. I'm like, everyone knows exactly who I'm. So like it shouldn't tell. You know what I mean? If I say anything like, oh, I was really,
because if you say like, oh, like if I talk about a past relationship, well, first of all, I guess full transparency, I never had sex until I had sex with my wife. She's the only person I ever had sex with.
Oh,
so I was a virgin going into that. I mean, that's just based in the whole like church thing. You weren't supposed to have sex before marriage, and we didn't. But like, if I talk about a past relationship or a past breakup, then I could just be vague. But if I'm talking about like anything that has to do with sex, I know who I'm talking about. And so does everybody else, because she's the only person I've ever had sex with. So it's not like I can be like, oh, well, this one person, she's going to be like,
you could lie to us and tell us you have a body count.
Yeah, no. But see, like even that, like too, and I think that's the other thing with like comedy is that like, there are some things that you like embellish to be funny, but like if I embellished something that had to do with like sex, or like made myself seem like I like had a body count bigger than one, I would feel so bad afterward. I would be like, babe, I said something about sex and it didn't have to do with you, I just made it up. I would feel really bad. It would feel weird.
Yeah, it's so funny because anytime I say anything about that with Chantel, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't mean to, but it just came out. She's really supportive though, as far as like being talked about on stage. Like she knows I'm just joking. Like I have jokes about her being annoying and stuff like that, but it's all just in good.
And I mean, like I have a bit about that. Like my wife started dating me, and I say dating me because I was a minor. Yeah. And she was an adult. And that hits because it's funny. Yeah. That I was like, I wanted to be taken advantage of by this older lady. It's great.
How much older is she than you?
She's 2 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was 17 and she was 19. Although for the bit, I say I was 16 because it's funnier. Yeah. So that part of it's fine. But but it's not like, it wasn't anything weird. Yeah. Like we actually waited until we were married to have sex. So.
Oh, that's great.
Believe it or not. There's people that are going to be like, wow, this guy's such a weirdo. Video games and no sex? Yes, it's true. You're a virgin when you play games.
You don't get that good at Halo by talking to women?
Yeah. I was like, these other dudes around here, they're dating these models and stuff like that. And they were out with these girls. They were going to strip clubs. I was perfecting the craft. I was in the ranked lobbies.
That was probably my downfall. It was the models.
The ladies.
The models, the girls.
You got the girls. So there used to be a game thing, if we're going way back. There used to be a place called Howie's Game Shack that was around here. Yep. That used to play games at
the Moval Mall, wasn't it?
We probably ran into each other. There's no way we didn't.
It was at Moval, wasn't it?
Yeah, Moval Mall.
Yeah, I used to play the two. First of all, I was a champion of there. I was always winning the Cases of Monster.
Gotcha.
Also, the current, and I say current because they closed, Call of Duty 1v1 champion Blockbuster. because Blockbusters don't exist anymore. So I was the last champion.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool note. But yeah, there would be like girls there at Howie's that would like hang out with the boys and like sit down on their chairs and sitting on their laps and stuff. And I'm like,
what the heck? That's distracting. They're getting in the way of the game.
Be focused. And I would win too. And I'm like, yeah, I won. Yeah, you see me? I'm the one walking out with the case of Monster. Yeah. Low carb 24 pack. Let's go.
That's the blue one, right?
That's the blue one. Yeah, because that's all they had. They sold out all the green, so they're like, "Here you go. Here's a 24 pack of blue Monsters." I'm like, sick. That's so sick. Just got it on my shoulder. Check it out.
Do you miss it ever? Like
playing?
Yeah.
I mean, I do. Like, I have friends that I played with. It's actually funny. So like when I played Black Ops 4 Call of Duty, I had met someone on there. We just kind of vibed, just met in like a public match, just started talking, whatever. And then he like introduced me to all of his friends. They all live in Cleveland, Ohio. And we just started playing games. I'm like, dang, this guy's good. All of them, they're all black. All of them are all friends. They like grew up together, like in school and everything. I'm like such an oddball going into this group. Like I don't fit at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, it feels weird, but like we have been playing together now for years. Yeah. We've just all the time. But then like now it's the point, like we have each other's phone numbers. We text each other, say buddies. Happy birthday. Yeah. We're literally buddies. I went out and I met them. Like we met in person. Yeah. And they like all stayed in an Airbnb because they fly around. They follow the Cleveland Browns, which first of all is a terrible football team. And I'm going to show you this clip. You guys suck. Cleveland Browns. And like I went out one time and like with them, and I was just like, man, like I met these dudes on Xbox. Like they could have murdered me. No, for real. It was like 8 big black dudes at this house. Like I could have just gotten demolished. You know what I mean?
Instead, you were just welcome. That's a part of gaming culture. I feel like people don't really realize. And I was laughing so hard just a month or so ago. Connor's sister got married. Oh yeah, and he games with her now husband and his friends. And I think I was sitting with Cooper, and Cooper's like, "Yeah, I've played games with like most of the guys in his groom's party, but this is my first time meeting them." And they all took a picture together because they play games. And they're like, "This is our first time meeting each other."
We have been through war together. We have revived each other. We have been through the bitter losses and the triumphant victories. Like but it's like that though. And then like, you know, if you get those ones where like the people are actually normal and they're not psychos, it's like how my relationship is with them now. Like we text each other, how was work today, blah blah blah, talks about the kids, like. And, you know, I'm really close with a few of them, and they're even like, oh, happy birthday to your kids and stuff like that. Like
very casual, close, real friendship.
Yeah, actual friendships, but we just live on opposite sides of the country.
I have friends like that for sure, too. Yeah. A lot of people in my Discord, most of them don't live within even 10, 20, 30 miles of me. So
the Discord's so cool. Beautiful. Yeah. Are you on Discord?
Yeah.
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 Discord's awesome.
STPD Melissa, stupid Melissa.
Stupid Melissa.
That's my username on Twitch too.
I've had different names like in the past of usernames. The one I settled on most recently that I just like is Enjoy the Lobby. Because if you're in the game with me, you're not going to be enjoying it. So you better enjoy the lobby. You better enjoy the lobby. Because, dog, if you're in the game with me, you're going to get slapped.
My gamer tag back in the day was Mel Qaeda. Like Al Qaeda.
Mel Qaeda? Yeah. Like Mel Qaeda, like Melissa, Mel Qaeda?
Yeah. Dude, I loved it.
Should, when you come up on stage, you should be like, and here's Mel Qaeda. And then go on to a great 9/11 bit.
I just open my vest and I reveal like 18 grams of dynamite. Is that a lot of dynamite?
I think any amount of dynamite's probably not good in a comedy
show. Will that kill me or is that just going to hurt me?
I think that would kill you probably.
18 grams of dynamite.
I don't know how many grams of dynamite you
know. We could ask my dad. Bomber. My dad's weird. He'd probably know.
I'm a suicide bomber, but I only literally bomb only myself. I don't take anyone out with me.
It wasn't enough dynamite.
Imagine it's like a suicide bomber, but the suicide bomber is suicidal, and he just wants to just enough for me. Yeah. Not a big radius.
I want to make a scene, but I don't want to make a statement.
I'm copying that bit. Hold on, I'm writing it down right now. That's so funny. That's literally so funny. Oh my gosh. I'll write it down later. Sorry.
No, write it down now. You might not forget. You might forget it.
You know what? You're right. I'm stupid.
Literally all the time.
Yeah, your name is Stupid Melissa on there, but I am actually Stupid Dave.
I like that part too. Write that down that you wanted to make a scene, not a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. about only bombing yourself.
Yes. That's so funny.
Because if you take out a couple people, that's a statement, you know?
Yeah.
Are you excited to start producing shows at the Rock Gallery?
I am. I think, first of all, like, I feel for any of the shows I get on or anything, I'm aware of like how long I've been doing comedy for. And there's people that have been doing comedy longer than I have.
Yeah.
And so I feel really honored to be booked on shows. And I treat them all very seriously. Yeah. And I don't ever expect that like I'm going to be on shows or that I necessarily deserve bookings because of how long I've been doing it. Same thing with producing. It just kind of worked out to where, you know, they needed somebody and I had a lot of connections because I'm going so many places. Yeah. And, you know, it was just like, hey, I've supported you guys. You guys have supported me. And the next thing you know, it was like, let's run some shows. That's cool. It started out with me being able to do mine this Friday. Yeah. To do, I mean, I guess technically it's headlining, but it's like there's some people on there that should definitely be headlining over me, like most of them. All of them, let's be honest.
You have a fun lineup. I saw Hector Lara was on there.
Yeah, so I mean, Hector, man, there's so many things I could say about Hector. Like a while ago, Hector, I mean, not sat me down because like we weren't sitting, we were standing, but like he
stood me up.
He stood me up. He talked to me just about my comedy, and I was like having like a crisis, I would say, a little bit about like the content I was doing and kind of going back to like the whole thing about like cussing and stuff like that. Like I just really didn't know like what I wanted to say necessarily as like my voice, and I felt like it became like a pandering thing where I was like just saying things maybe because I think other people think they're funny. Yeah. And he would like stop me. He's like, don't do that. Don't do that. You do things because you think they're funny. Yep. Don't like, and he had this amazing speech that he like said to me, just like on this dirty street that we were standing on. And it was just like this incredible like Superman speech. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm really glad that he's going to be there that night.
No, so. Hector knows how to move mountains with his words sometimes, man.
Dude, seriously.
That guy can speak with such ferocity and he really makes you feel it. It's he's a good man.
Yeah. Like obviously I watched the podcast that you guys did with him. Yeah. And I loved what you said. You said like, I know you'd be like you're a great dad, or you're like a fun dad. And I'm like, after he like said that stuff to me, I'm like, dude, can you be my dad? Because my dad sucks, dude. My dad sucks. Sorry, I just noticed this sticker is so funny.
I'll give you one. It's from my butt. It's from my butt.
Okay, I don't want it.
It's from my bit.
From your bit. From a bit of your butt.
It's because you said flower butt, and I'm like, it is flower butt. Yeah, but I'll give you one. It's from one of my bits. I haven't. I don't know if you've heard it yet.
I think I heard it. The one about your. I don't want to give you away. Yeah. Yeah. Very funny.
Thank you.
I laughed at it a lot.
I appreciate that. I try to be silly, a little silliness. But
oh, never mind.
No, ask.
I think it was you that did a bit about how like you had a lot of like nieces and nephews. Is that you that did that?
I have a bit about that. I'm not sure if I remember doing it.
I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I really laughed at that.
I did that at the open mic on Tuesday. That was just riff. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's funny. It was really funny. Yeah. See, that's the thing too, that like, I think that like, cause I feel like when you're doing comedy, whether you're at an open mic or at like a show, like you're so focused on like, or at least maybe just me, like looking at your notebook and being like, okay, this is what I'm going to say. And like, I want to try this thing out. And like, you miss these gems that like your friends are saying. Yeah. And like, so I'm trying to be better at that. Like,
I noticed how tunnel visioned you were because I had to walk up to you and be like, hey, they're signing up now. You were just in your notebook. I was like, I'm just going to tell them like they're doing the signups.
Yeah. Which first of all, I thank you for that. I appreciate that. Like,
you were in the zone.
That was my first time there. And I was just like looking at stuff over for my 30, and I was just like, because like when I get that time to like sit down and actually like do it, like I don't want to waste time. I think that's the thing for me is like I don't have just like random wasted time. Yeah. If I'm at home, I'm a husband, I'm a dad, I'm doing the stuff I'm supposed to be doing. If I'm at work, I'm working. If I'm doing comedy, I'm doing comedy. Yeah. Like there's not a lot of time where I'm just like,
you're not wasting
being
time.
Goofy, and if it is, I'm probably just playing video games with my friends. Yeah. In the middle of the night.
when you're not taking your
hours.
When you're not taking Dave away from anybody, the people that are you're obliged
like
to.
This morning I played and I got up at 5 a.m. and I was like, I'm not gonna go back to sleep. I'm gonna play video games before everybody wakes up. And I played like 2.5 hours. And I like set up the screen because I have like a monitor. I like set up the screen in the room, and like I turn it to brightness on 0 so it like doesn't disturb my brand new baby or my wife. And then just went to town. Just took some people to town. It was fun.
Well, it sounds like you only get to pull it out every now and then, so it's cool that you get
it's not like I get to do it every day or something, but when I do get to do it, it's a lot of fun.
That's so great. I just to like kind of cycle back to producing. Are you mainly doing like ladies shows, or is that just that first one? Yeah, no, there was a specific demand, and I'm glad you actually asked that because it was a question I wanted to ask you about that. There was a demand in the area where there was people asking for like, hey, can we get an all female show? Yeah. And that just kind of worked out with how many comics I've met. I'm like, I know all kinds of ladies that are funny, that have personally made me laugh. Yeah. Think about their bits afterward. Like I just mentioned the one that you had. Yeah, thank you. Even if it's just something that's small, it's like that stood out to me, and then that's funny. And if I think it's funny, maybe other people are going to think it's funny too. Yeah. So putting these lineups together, I was like, I told him, I was like, I know that like if it's a ladies' night out, if it's, it doesn't even matter. It's not all the ladies are going to be. There's going to be guys there too. Like this lineup is going to hit. Yeah. And these are going to be really funny, and these are going to be good. But no, there's other shows I'm putting on. There's some clean shows that I'm doing. I saw that. So even if it's like, yo, we're coming from church group, well, guess what? You're going to get educated about Leviticus 18 tonight, dog. No, maybe not that. We'll see. But make like, daddy bend over. Hey, yo, it's crazy. No, but yeah, so we're gonna do some clean shows. There's another show that I have an idea of that we're gonna do in April on Tuesdays, where I'm gonna do like I'm gonna like actually like wear a suit and stuff. We're gonna do kind of like a Tonight Show style thing where like there's comedians that come up, they do a set, and then they sit down with you, and then we're just gonna riff off of each other. Not a roast, not like a Kill Tony type of thing, which is like a lot of content right now, but just like highlighting super funny local comedians. You come up, you do a set, you sit down with me, we riff for a couple of minutes, and then there's just like another person that comes up, and then eventually a headliner. So if you're sorry, I just spit all over your thing, sorry about that. So sorry about that. But like if you're coming and actually watching the show, you're seeing a full show, like from opener to headliner closing, but it's done in a different way where you give people a little reset period between it like that. And then they get to like, maybe they even had questions, and I'm going to have a thing for that. Maybe there was just like a dying, like, man, there was an audience member that had a dying question during your set, and then they get to ask the comedian that with me on stage with them, and we could even riff off that for a minute. And then it's time for another person to come up. And even too, like, you have those sets sometimes where it's just like I kind of just like bombed that. We can just address it. We're having fun. It's not a big deal. It takes the pressure off the comedian too, because I'm just going to throw them layups and they just got to dunk it. I'm just going to say something, set them up for something, and like maybe your set bombed because you tried something and it didn't work. You could still win them over. But you can still win them over in the little interview afterwards. So it's going to be like, even like a little redemption round like that. Yeah. On the first one, Shaddy's actually going to come on my first one. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. I saw your podcast with him too. My era brother. Yes. He's super funny. I love him. Yeah. He's great. That's going to be really, really fun. You said you wanted to ask me something about the ladies show. Oh, yeah. So I had gotten a few comments. I'm not going to say names, but a few comments about like, why you got to label it a ladies show? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's a ladies of laughter, right? It's a ladies show. Yeah. Like, do you find that offensive? That it's like, oh, well, these are the lady comedians. And I'm like, well, for me personally, I don't know how anyone else looks at it. I see you as a comedian. It has nothing to do. You could tell me you're a boy and I still think you're funny. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're a lady. You can consider us a comedian and be very aware of the fact we're women. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And so like, I don't know. I just didn't really understand. It's like, oh, well, why does it have to be called ladies night? Why can't it just be a comedy night? And I'm like, whoever said that, PSA, shut your fucking lady mouth. Because I know it's some dumb bitch that said that. And fight me. No, don't fight me. You'll probably win. I don't know. But no. I get like irked about stuff like that because let me just say, you're marketing around that's so much fun. LOL, love, ladies of laughter. That's so fun. I will say that's not that. The LOL actually wasn't my idea. It was the owner, Abe, his idea of the Rock Gallery. Love that idea. But I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like it's LOL, ladies of laughter. Cute. It's a thing too where it's like, I feel like when I look at lineups for shows,
There are some ladies that go on lineups.
Yeah.
But specifically, that is going to be its own type of show.
Yeah.
With a constant woman's perspective that's funny through and through, which is not, there's not a lot of lineups like that.
Yeah, no.
'Cause when we first talked about it, like one of the things that inspired us was at the Ice House. They have this show called The Barbie Show. It's all ladies, but they have a Ken every single show where there's one guy that comes on the show and he goofs it up for everybody because he's the one guy that comes on. But it's just that idea. But those shows, they get packed out.
Yeah.
And there's ladies that want to come and they don't want to hear a dude's perspective talking about his weenie like you talked about. They want to hear women talking about whatever perspective it is, whether they're straight, whether they're gay, whatever the thing. There's a variety of people, right? And so it's multiple comedians that come from all different backgrounds that just so happen to be women. Or you could say identify as women, whatever.
I know a girl is who told you that.
I'm
Confirm
not saying
it. Say yes or no, just to confirm that. It was a woman, right?
I'm not assuming anyone's gender. I plead the fifth.
Okay, blink once for yes and twice for no.
I will not blink the rest of the show now.
I'm all talking to him in Morse code.
I don't know Morse code. I'm not that smart. Which,
I just said I'll fuck you up if you don't tell me.
Whoa. Look. Can I say this too? Because I think this is...
It was a girl. That's why he doesn't want to say it.
So I really do honestly don't have a great memory.
Yeah.
But I can tell you like every grenade spot from Halo 2 and how to throw a grenade so that it like falls through the map. But I can't tell you something that happened on our wedding day.
Really? You don't remember
Not the whole
that?
thing, but like, there's just like certain things. And my wife's like, you could literally like go into a game you played 20 years ago and you know the cheats for it by heart.
Yeah.
Like you could go into Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and to turn on the song and press blah, 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 and know.
Yeah.
BB left, right, left.
You've been on those maps hundreds of times.
It's like, babe, you weren't there when I was skating. Yeah. Dave Mirra BMX on PlayStation 1 Greatest Hits was there for me when I needed it. That's where I learned what Sublime was. Okay? Sublime was introduced to me when I was playing that game at midnight.
It's crazy how that happens, isn't it? I'll always say how I found out about Paramore playing Sims 2.
I love Paramore.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of music.
The first time I ever heard a Paramore song, it was in Simish. And I was like, this song's tight. Let me hear it in English.
What is that?
Simlish. Simlish.
That's a different language?
It's the Sims language, from the game Sims.
I actually never played Sims.
Just simulated life game, right?
Yeah, I know of it. I've never played it.
They have like a language where they talk to each other, but it's like, and it's like their language. So it was
At first I thought you said Yiddish, and I was like, did you say Yiddish? Yeah.
It was Paramore Emergency. Do you remember that song?
I don't remember.
From their first album.
I don't remember that song.
Oh, it was such a good song. But yeah, they had it in Simlish.
Yep. That was actually Haley Williams doing it too,
I think you're the one who told me that. And that made me love her more.
Are you saying that Fortnite wasn't the original concert for everybody, that Sims was doing concerts in game before Fortnite was?
Not a concert. They had radios. So they just had like, you would turn on the radio when you were bored, you had to dance.
Yeah. That's great. It was so like the first game I ever played that was like that was a game called Driver. There was a game called Driver on Nintendo 64 that you could turn on the radio, and I was like, you can turn on the radio while we're driving, going to rob a bank? This is insane. I'm listening to morning news right now. That's crazy. Yeah.
Unfortunately, your episode does come out after your special.
That doesn't matter.
But we already know he smashed, he killed. You had so much fun at the Rock Gallery.
I'm sure I did.
Hell yeah. Do you have any other shows coming up that you'd like to plug?
Yeah. I have the shows that we're producing. The ladies shows, the one that you're on, those are in January.
January 4th in Palm Springs.
Yeah, I'll be posting about those. Cool. And some of them are already posted on there. Got some stuff coming up at the Rock Gallery. Hopefully America's Got Talent gets back out to me and then you see me on TV. That would be fun. And hopefully I don't suck. But
if you do, I'm going to delete this episode.
Delete it.
Just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
But it'd be so funny though. Like let's say I do get on and like I do okay, and then like people are like looking me up on the internet and they just see an episode of the podcast and it's just like
thanks ahead of time, dude.
It's just us talking about video games and Luigi murdering people and then eating McDonald's. It'd be so funny.
They'll be like, now we really know this guy's the man, Dave Thompson. Let's go.
Dude, that's so funny, dude.
I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank
me
you so
too.
much for coming out.
Wait, is it over?
Yeah.
Bummer.
We try. I mean, where are we at? We try to keep it like an hour and a half. Yeah, we try to keep it like
That's an hour and a half.
That was an hour and a
Time
half.
flies when you're freaking having fun,
Damn
guys.
straight.
Dude, that was so much fun.
We'll
Thank you
probably
guys.
redo it because I want to hear about not only your special. I want to hear about
Let's do
all the
another
shows you're
90.
producing.
Let's
Yeah.
lock it up right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'll hit you up. We have
Yeah.
everything coming up. But
Yeah, for sure.
hell yeah, man. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
here.
guys.
Dave Thompson, catch him live. America's Got Talent. Do we get to vote for that? Is that like a voting thing? Or is that just
No, it's just a producer thing. Hopefully they liked me enough in my last audition. What are you
Simon,
gonna do?
call Dave.
Call me.
Yeah, Simon, don't forget about Dave.
Simon or what's that other girl's name?
Ruben and Pamela Anderson.
No,
Paula
it's
Abdul.
Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum.
Voice is stuck in 2010.
I know. Well, fun fact, really quick.
Yeah.
I actually got to go to a live recording of American Idol, and that was really cool.
You did?
Yeah. One of
Yeah.
my friends from the tennis team, her mom did the whole thing, got
Yeah.
8 tickets, and it was like such a cute little thing. We
Yeah.
caravanned over, and we got to see it was Creed and Gwen
Creed?
Stefani. Yeah, they were the musical talents.
No,
and
Gwen-
Paula Abdul, I'm pretty sure she was like.
Oh yeah.
Because they walked her on stage and walked her off stage. I was like, Paula Abdul, because I'm pretty sure she's Middle Eastern. I'm like, why are you doing this to us, girl? Is she Lebanese?
I don't know. I
hope
almost
not.
want to say yes. Wait, why do you hope not?
Because embarrassing.
She's like talking about the embarrassing thing. No, like when I did the voice, Gwen Stefani was on it. So when I took my wife to go with me, we got to see her perform, and we were standing like right next to the stage while she was performing.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. But I do hear what you're saying about the whole Paula Abdul thing, because Chance the Rapper was also there, and this was during his very public thing that happened where he got caught in Jamaica without his wife, and there was some other girls twerking on him
really?
and stuff, and so the dude was down bad, and he did not look like he was having a good time at all.
Yeah.
Because it was like the day before, like the videos got posted everywhere, and it was just like obvious that this dude's probably going to be getting divorced now. And then like the next day he just like had a big fat voice cup, and we're like, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you go to Jamaica without your wife, and like, I mean, with your boys.
You go
and
to
guys
Jamaica, they're gonna be twerking on you, man.
gonna be twerking on your mind.
They're gonna get on your booty, man.
The booty. Yeah, no, it's just that, but bad situation. Yeah, what are you
Hell
gonna
yeah.
do though?
No, that's fun, dude. I'm looking forward to it. I wish you the best in all your endeavors, and it
You
was
as
really
well.
fun
Thank
getting
you.
to know you today, man.
Yeah, you
Hell
guys
yeah.
too. Thank you.
Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.